African wildlife. Little known facts about African wildlife. Well, maybe well known facts, but more in the eastern Africa and up in the mountains of Rwanda. Here in the Conservancy, two young males hunker down as it starts raining, along with their four sibling brothers. The two older males will be kicked out soon to find a pride of their own. Later, the cubs get back to playing and grooming each other, while the father is nearby servicing the females of the pride, which takes a toll since he has to do it about 20 times a day for 3 or 4 days. The next day, you can hear the female calling the two male brothers to get back to the pride. Here he comes. Wait a minute, who are you? Uh, hey, maybe we can still have some hanky panky? No. Back at the pride, the family is still playing and romping around with each other. While up the hill, another family pride has taken down a zebra for its dinner. There's a certain pecking order of who gets to eat first. Of course, the big males eat first if they are around, and then the big females eat. Next comes the older cubs and then the baby cubs, and here the mother gets one out of the way. Here we see a jackal silently waiting to see if he could get any scraps from what's left over. Zebras usually congregate together so their black and white stripes confuse predators of where one ends and where one begins. As they do get older, they turn darker colors, but when the babies are born, they're a lighter brown color. And like most wildlife, zebras learn by play fighting. These two zebras are sleeping together with their heads resting on each other's back. And this other zebra has his tail bit off, probably from a hyena. Cheetahs are one of the fastest mammals in the world. Male brothers usually will stay together and hunt together, while the females generally live on their own unless they have young cubs. The young are born with this grayish silver fur, which helps them to be camouflaged, and also some believe it gives them the appearance of a honey badger. When cheetahs catch their prey, they usually eat fast because other larger predators come along and chase them off. Sadly, only 5% of cheetah newborns survive into adulthood. This is the leopard. Did you know that pound for pound, they are the strongest of the African cats? Leopards are solitary animals and usually hunt at night. When they kill their prey, they like to carry it up into the tree so it can be out of the reach of lions and hyenas. Unlike the cheetah, who rests in the tall grass, leopards usually like trees to sleep in during the day. The eastern black rhino are solitary animals and are more aggressive than the eastern white rhinoceros. In 1980, they were 20,000 strong. These black rhinos are known for their pointy upper lip, where the white rhinos have a wide upper lip. The baby will live with the mother for 2 years and then be out on its own. In 1990, these numbers dropped to 400, and luckily today they're back up to 600. There's a protected area in the Masai Mara that has the last two remaining white rhinoceroses. Once these two females are gone, that's it for the northern white. This protected area also has a black rhino who's been blind for the last 15 years. Baboons, while traveling, will stuff their food into pouches that they have. Then later, while they're resting, they will chew and digest this food that they've stored. Verdant monkeys, known for their blue behind, are vegetarian, but they also eat bird eggs, insects, and sometimes small rodents. Next, we travel up into the mountains to find the mountain gorillas. Here we see a mother with her baby, followed by a smaller brother, and then finally the big silverback. Their favorite food is bamboo, and they get enough water from the bamboo that they don't really have to drink. They live in family groups up in the mountains, and the males at age 12 start developing the silver color in their coats. They can weigh up to 400 pounds. Several of the sons are nearby eating their bamboo, even if they like laying down while they're eating their bamboo. These two sisters are nearby taking a nap and enjoying the morning sun, where the big silverback is just about done with all of us taking their pictures. Next, we find the golden monkeys in the mountains. Here they enjoy bamboo also, and it's one of their favorites. The big male is always standing guard, especially when there's a mother and a young baby nearby. Her baby will stay with her until about 3 weeks old, and then by 1 year of age, baby will be weaned off of her. A female will reach sexual maturity by the age of 4 to 5 years and will remain with her natal unit for life. Elephants are highly social animals and can show emotions like joy, grief, and anxiety. The matriarchs are leaders of these herds and they pass along their knowledge down to their young. Elephants are grazers and can often knock down trees. They can eat as much as 330 pounds of vegetation a day and up to 11 gallons of water. When males reach maturity, about 3 years old, they're kicked out of the herd and then they're left to find their own herd or other males to hang out with. There's an orphanage in Kenya that takes in injured elephants and rehabilitates them. They're either caught in snares or they've lost their mother. These rangers have to feed the baby elephants every 3 hours, so all night long also. Of course, some elephants always want more, but they're only allowed 2 bottles at a time. Once these elephants do reach maturity and can fend themselves, they are released back out into the wild. There are three types of giraffes in Eastern Africa. The first is a Rothschild giraffe that are kept at a research center in Kenya. The pattern on these giraffes are large chestnut colored patches with a broader white in between. These are the most endangered giraffe in Eastern Africa. Out in the wild, the second type of giraffe is the Maasai giraffe. These are identified by leaf-shaped patterns with jagged edges. This giraffe here is a male, which you can tell by the third bump on his head. The females will only have the two horns. The third type of giraffe is the reticulated giraffe, identified by the polygon-shaped pattern. These are like fingerprints to humans and are unique per giraffe. Giraffes have long, tough tongues, and they're able to wrap around a thorny bush and eat the succulent leaves. This male here, again seen by the third horn, you can tell he's old from the wrinkles in his neck. They only live up to about 28 years. And did you know that the plural of giraffes is a tower, and the plural of giraffes on the move is a journey? This was such a treat to find this serval cat. You really don't see them out in the wild that much. These are solitary animals and mark their territory. As you can see with its large ears, it allows them to hear small mammals and to locate their prey, even when the prey is moving underground. Next, we're going to look at the antelope of Masai Mara. Here is the female impala with her young. The females do not have horns where the males have the long horns. The herds are run by one dominant male, but they're usually short-lived because of the exhausting mating season. The males will play fight each other to hopefully have their own harem one day. This group of males is what's called the losers club. Next is the bushbuck, who is solitary and somewhat nocturnal. The eland is the slowest and largest of the antelopes. In the background, you see some fringe-eared orcs, one being a unicorn. Unlike other antelopes, males are non-territorial. The waterbuck are quiet and calm antelope. They eat the different grasses around water, and so they do not compete with the other antelopes for their feeding areas. The hartebeest is actually from an African-derived word meaning deer beast. Topis are one of the fastest antelopes. They're usually seen standing on termite mounds, protecting their area and watching out for predators. The young calves stay with their mother for 1 year or until another calf is born. Grant's gazelles have a white patch extending above their tail, where Thompson's gazelles do not, so they are known as short pants and the other long pants. Steinbuck, seen here with a family of mongoose, are usually solitary and usually active during the day. They get all the water they need strictly from their diet. Sunnis are generally nocturnal and are highly territorial. They obtain much of their moisture from their food and therefore rarely need to drink any water. This is the spotted hyena. They live in large groups called clans, with the females being dominant over the males. The cubs are born with their eyes open and are born aggressive, often attacking and killing their sibling before they're 1 month old. They learn to hunt around 8 months old and will join the clan around 12 months old on hunts. This guy, well, I really don't know what he's doing. Warthogs and hyenas sometimes live together to protect each other. This family came back to the dens, but the father wasn't real sure he should come near. He stood around sniffing a while, but then he decided he wanted to bring his family back at a later time. So they turned around and exited the area. We did catch a glimpse of 2 bat-eared fox, but they were hiding and wouldn't come out. Black-backed, or sometimes known as silverback jackals, are monogamous and they mate for life. Small packs are formed, usually made up of the pair of adults and their offspring. They have excellent hearing and scent of smell, and sometimes can be seen sneaking up to a big cat kill to grab a morsel. The young are blind, with their eyes opening about 10 days old. They will leave the den about a month old, and they're fully formed when they're 2 years old. Hippopotamus, they can live up to 35 years, and the females can get up above 4,000 pounds, and the males close to 7,000 pounds. The large incisors are used only for fighting, and they do not facilitate feeding in any way. They secrete a red substance from their pores called blood sweat. It's really not sweating blood, but protects the skin from sunburn and keeps them moist. Hippos account for more human deaths than any other mammal in Africa. Of course, during the day, they usually stay submerged to avoid sunburn and dehydration. Adults are capable of remaining submerged for up to 5 minutes. Hippos can generate up to 400 pounds of waste per day. That's a lot. And the males are known to be very territorial. These are the Cape buffaloes. Their horns with the plate-like shield of bone is used for defense and sparring with one another. Although the mature males have to compete with the younger males during mating periods, the combined size and strength of the herd with the young males present creates a less vulnerable herd. You will see birds on the back of these buffaloes. They're called yellow or red-beaked ox pickers, and they like the blood of animals, but they get that by picking the ticks off the backs of the buffalo. Now, looking at some of the African birds, we have the white-headed vultures hanging out with the lions, of course, the gray-crowned crane or African crowned crane, and of course doing its little dance, the marabou stork, and the Egyptian geese with all of its little babies following it. Next is the guinea fowl, who prefer running on the ground versus flying. Then the red-eyed Cooper's hawk, And then the African hawk eagle, where southern weaver birds have built their nest underneath him for protection. These are thick-knee birds, known for their knees, who are mainly nocturnal. And the Cory buster, it's the heaviest flying birds around. He's trying to call his mate right here. Secretary birds got its name because it looks like it's carrying quill pins behind its ears, like secretaries did. The yellowneck spurfowl, and then finally the African ostrich, which can reach 9 feet tall, 340 pounds, and lay as many as 12 to 18 eggs. If I counted correctly, it looks like she has 11 chicks resting on the ground with her. Until next time, we will say goodbye.